Hello, welcome once again to Urban X-Files. My name is Keith and today's story is about a couple who purchase their dream home in the Welsh mountains. And as the story relays, I've always been able to see and sense the supernatural. My family have got used to it these days, and fortunately they've never made such a big fuss about it or tried to tell me I was imagining things. I lived in many old houses, and our farmhouse was built around the 16th century and it is very haunted. Both myself and my grandmother have seen different things at different times. When I married my poor long-suffering husband, also learned to put up with my feelings about these places. When we bought our first house together, I got him to agree that if I felt anything untoward about a place, then we would not buy it. Anyway, over the years, I have seen and sensed so many things that basically I just take it as normal. I am just one of those people who seem to be tuned in. Nothing special, just onto a different wavelength. Finally, our dreams of moving to the Welsh mountains came true some years ago. We moved over and we rented an old house in a small town on the edge of the Welsh mountains. We had not seen the house prior to moving in, as we only planned it to be a stopgap until we found something we could buy. We moved in the same day as I first entered the house. Oh dear, do I wish I'd seen it before. The atmosphere was like walking into cold treacle. The house was dark, sad, and felt really unhappy. The first week we heard noisy footsteps stamping up and down the stairs. Because of this activity, we did a little research into the house, as we weren't getting much sleep through all these disturbances. The house was very old and it had a checkered history. It had been a drover's inn, a rectory twice, a gentleman's residence, a family home, and over the last few years it had been rented out as to tenants who'd never lived there long. I began to feel the house was unloved, uncared for, and really badly abused by the tenants. No wonder it wasn't happy with us. Yet another set of tenants. One night, after about a fortnight of general noise, it came to a head. The light began to dim erratically, so we went to bed, and then that's that, when it all really kicked off. The thumping up and down the stairs sounded like a herd of elephants. The slamming of the doors was getting worse, and the atmosphere felt really bad. My husband and I had a sense of fear and dread. It was terrifying. Finally, it sounded as though a party was going on downstairs in what was originally a snug bar when it was an inn. I was by now more livid and irritated than frightened after having my sleep disturbed for the last few weeks by this sodden ghost. Right, I stood at the top of the stairs and I yelled at the top of my voice, "I have had enough of this. We are staying and we are living here. You can either stay and behave or get lost. Right now, it's your choice." I stomped back to bed in a foul mood. I sat there, listened, and waited, and waited, and the whole house fell silent. Finally, and thankfully, I managed to get some sleep. The next morning, my husband went off to work, and I stood in the center of the house, feeling like a complete idiot, but also feeling like I had to do something. "Right," I started. "We are staying. We live here too. If you live by the rules, I am quite happy for you to stay. But if you misbehave, I will do everything I can to get you out. And I mean everything. Everything seemed to calm down after that. The atmosphere changed dramatically and it became a much happier, peaceful, calm residence. So much so that we bought the house 6 months later. As mad as it sounds, we always tell the house that we are what we're gonna do when we're gonna make alterations like a new kitchen and decorating, etc. The only time the other residents, as we now call them, are active is when new people come to stay for the first time. I think they like to check them out and play a few games. One particular time when my sister came over from Australia, my niece was asleep upstairs in the back bedroom and my husband had gone to bed early. This left my sister and I to settle down for a long catch-up. The door to the snug where the living room is opens onto the hallway, and from the armchair you can see the stairs. We'd left the door open to listen out for the kids in case she woke up. And after a few hours of us chatting, it started with the footsteps on the stairs. I glanced towards them, but there was no one there. My sister cranked her neck from the opposite chair and said, must have got up, I can hear her. No, she hasn't, I replied. Yes, she has, my sister insisted. I just heard her coming down the stairs. Well, okay, look for yourself, I told her. She did, and of course the stairs were empty. Unconvinced, she went up to check on her niece, who was sleeping soundly. I might add my husband was also still in bed, fast asleep. We now love this house very much. It has a peaceful atmosphere and we are slowly making it a lovely family home. I generally don't tell visitors in advance about our other residents. I just wait until breakfast the following morning for the usual questions about footsteps on the stairs. Now, I really enjoyed that story. It's that person's experience of a haunted house. If you live in a haunted house, have you ever tried communicating nicely with the other residents? I think that would be pretty cool. As always, you know what to do. Smash the like, subscribe if you've, and take care, and see you all in the next vid. Peace.